Friday mornings with Luann and Tim. It's always good because it's Friday.
And this just feels like this Friday, we fought hard for this one.
Wow, I don't know why.
Neither do I.
Man, it felt like a long week.
And you know, it wasn't just last month, late last month, that we had a long weekend again because of Easter or something, but this still feels like this was a long time coming, folks.
Yeah, so we hope that you're going to enjoy the long weekend.
Definitely.
And we want to say a huge thank you to KC Security because they are sponsoring the morning show for us this month, and we really appreciate Daniel and his whole team. They've been voted best security company in Sault Ste. Marie.
Have they?
They have.
Guess what else I found out from Nathan?
What?
Who watched the show.
Yes.
And said, you're both right.
What?
He is from Newfoundland, but he moved here from BC.
Oh.
He had gone from Newfoundland to BC, and then when he met Daniel, they were, he was in BC.
Oh,
so we're both kind of right on that one. And he said, I dropped that accent faster than anything.
Yeah, I think his mom's still in Newfoundland, if I'm not mistaken.
Very good. And
anyway,
they're also good to follow on Twitter. If you want to know what's going on in the city, they have a Twitter account. You follow them on Twitter, you'll always find out what's going on.
Just KC Security.
Yeah, exactly.
Just Google them.
What do you have?
You know what? The Big Bang Theory. Holy moly, was there enough made about that show?
Were you
the big finale? No, and you know what? I regret it, and I have regretted it over the seasons that they've been performing because it's apparently so funny,
really well written,
really smart. It's a really smart show.
Great characters, great relationships, very funny. It's like a Seinfeld kind of thing. It reminds me of it,
like Friends-ish. Yeah, and they're all nerds, of course, if you don't know. So last show aired last night. The last show, like, period. No more like season whatever.
Series finale.
Yeah, done. So they all showed up on Late Night with Stephen Colbert.
Right.
And he asked them this question. Did anyone ever have sex in their dressing room?
Oh my gosh.
Hands up. So Kaylee Cuoco squeals, and she's sitting beside Johnny Galecki.
Yeah.
And she goes, you must have. You must have. So he's scrunching down in his seat, and he's like, yes! And they were an item for about 2 years.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Kaylee Cuoco and Johnny.
They were. That.
Yeah. So the whole thing was one of the best things I think in the whole show was the elevator works. They fixed the elevator.
For all those years, how many years, Luann?
Oh my God!
I don't even know.
No,
how many years the series ran? But the elevator, that was a big running gag. That the elevator didn't work. And
so, spoiler alert as well. Some of the other things that were dealt with. Leonard and Penny are pregnant.
They got it.
Yay! We got to meet Howard and Bernadette's kids, who are adorable. And Sheldon and Amy won the Nobel Prize.
They did.
Like, how appropriate is that? Seriously.
And when he made his speech, he made everybody cry because from the Nobel Prize podium, he went away from his notes and looked at his friends and said, I know that maybe I haven't been the kind of friend that you needed over the years, but I want you to know that I love you all very much.
Oh my gosh, that's so out of character for him.
I know.
Oh, I have goosebumps even.
I know, apparently. You know where else there were lots of tears yesterday, or this past week anyway? Rocket Man, the biopic about Elton John, premiered at the Cannes Festival. And standing ovation. And then you can see the footage shows the audience standing up, and the cameras go to Elton John and to Taron Egerton, who plays Elton in the film.
Phenomenally.
And somebody else involved was I think Elton's partner, husband was involved. David was involved in the show as well, in the movie. They're all standing up and they're all crying. It was so sweet. They get a close-up of Taron Egerton, the lead actor, as he's getting a standing ovation. His eyes are just welling up with tears.
Wow.
And from what I've read, this biopic is a little different because it's not sort of like the... Well, first of all, it deals with Elton's issues with his going from bisexual to homosexual, as opposed to what they did with the Freddie Mercury one with Bohemian Rhapsody, which kind of just swept it all over the carpet and didn't really deal with the homosexual part of it. But Elton was really kind of bullied by his dad.
Oh, he was.
His dad didn't want him to be effeminate and really got it in his head that it was a bad thing. So it was difficult for him. That's why bisexuality came first, because it was sort of an easier thing to break to his family.
Transitioning too. Isn't that a shame, the pressure oh my gosh.
Hey, speaking of that, guess what? Taiwan is the first in Asia to make same-sex marriage legal.
Yes. Isn't that awesome?
You can get married.
And there were tons of people who came out. Tons and tons.
So to speak.
Hey, speaking of grumpy.
Okay.
I'm looking at you.
I'm not grumpy today. I'm in a good mood.
For a change. The internet sensation Grumpy the cat passed away.
Meow.
7 years old.
That's not old for a cat.
No.
What happened? It was grumpy.
Stressed.
That's what happened.
I think it was an overdose. He was in rehab. No, he wasn't. But like, look at that face, right?
Oh.
That's a resting B-word face.
Yeah.
Right there.
You know.
That's like how I wake up in the morning.
If
I
that
got a
cat,
what?
7 years living like that, no wonder he's gone.
Well, like, I think he was probably just stressed.
I think so too, Lou.
And he became a fat cat. No doubt, because you know it goes to your head, right? So he probably was overeating, drinking way too much milk, you know. So
the cat passed away.
The cat's gone.
Hey, endangered. Speaking of animals passing away, today is Endangered Species Day, and that's not just for animals either.
That's because there's only one of you.
They're dropping like elephants. More than 1 million species of endangered plants and animals on this planet, Luann.
How many?
Over 1 million species.
Good Lord.
Asian elephants are one of them. They are poached, tortured, so humans can train them for tourism, entertainment, and labor. So the next time you ride an elephant, think about how that elephant got there. Pandas are a success story.
Yes.
They went up. They've been upgraded from endangered to vulnerable. Their populations increased 17% over 10 years. So it can be done, but we have to work toward it. Rhinos are endangered. Bees, orangutans, gibbons, which are apes, Komodo dragons, and never mind the plants. And here's what's interesting: you could go online and find out which endangered plants which plants are endangered species, and you can buy seeds.
Oh, good.
And start to grow your own endangered.
Awesome.
Just to keep them
so
going.
That's something that we can all do to help.
That's something you can do to help, and don't ride on poached elephants, and don't buy things that are made of ivory.
You know, I saw a poached elephant on Queen Street the other day, and I was like, you know what? Get off the poached elephant. That elephant is poached.
I saw a poached elephant the other day too. It was lying on an English muffin. And I said, get the hollandaise.
Get the hollandaise. Boy, Kelly Ripa. She is not, and I knew this from when I was in between jobs years ago. I got to watch the show. She was still working with Regis back then.
I used to watch Regis and Kelly all the time.
She despises
what?
Bachelor and Bachelorette. So she was told on the air, I believe, very recently, like maybe yesterday, the morning before, that they were going to have the Bachelorette, Hannah Brown, visiting next week. And she was deadpan, looked at Gelman, who's the producer, and said, you know how I feel about those shows.
Whoa, was it tense?
Yeah, so it was like, huh? Yeah.
Whoa.
So she said it's absolutely stupid.
Sexist.
She says it's
sexist.
She says, you know what, ladies, I think it's abhorrent that we watch 25 women who are capable, beautiful, smart, intelligent go after an average guy, is what she said. Ouch to the Bachelor, and vice versa. You know, she said we should just be beyond it. And you know what? I have to say, I have never watched either one of those shows.
Neither have I.
And that's the exact reason why. You know what?
Stupid.
Everybody complains about human rights, and you know, now you're on TV as a woman of this age, of this era, and you can't get a date, so you go on TV to see if you can fight with 24 other women for this one guy's attention. What? Like, really?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've just found our replacement for the grumpy cat.
Right? I hate that show. And then Kelly said after her tirade, she said, you know what though? She's like this. All of you women watch that gross, gross show, she said. Somebody's watching it because the ratings are huge.
That's kind of like people pointing and saying 65% of non-college, like the people who didn't graduate from college, how do you say that? Anyway.
Non-academic?
I don't know. Anyway, 65% of women in America who did not graduate from college voted for Donald Trump. And people are saying, you 65%, smarten up. You got us in this mess with women's...
Absolutely.
With, not just with abortion, with the RA too. You did this to yourselves. Smarten up, ladies.
Yeah. And while you're smartening up, take some notes on Bachelor and Bachelorette shows.
And while you're smartening up, watch Mornings with Luann and Tim, because we've got lots of information for you coming up on this show. See you in just a minute.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Listen to them. Children of the night. It's alive! It's alive!
Discover all kinds of treasures and never pay more than $5. Inventory is restocked every Saturday, and you can find anything from electronics to household items, toys, and much, much more. On Saturday, everything is $5 and the price goes down throughout the week, ending with 25 cents on Friday. We restock weekly with new items from various big box stores, so you never know what treasures you can find. Come visit us at 4:45, 2510 Ashman Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Have a great business idea but don't know where to start? Need help taking your business to the next level? C2C Business Services can be your guide in navigating the path of entrepreneurship, with services ranging from grant funding support, access to service experts, market information, and helping your business adopt new technologies to create and foster a culture of innovation for ongoing success. Call C2C Business Services and let them be your first step in taking your entrepreneurial dreams from concept to commerce. C2C Business Services is a division of the Sault Ste. Marie Innovation Center.
Julie says, hey, that's where my husband works. Julie and Bree, thanks for joining me. I made a little rhyme. Friday morning, how are you, Bree?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm good. So, what do you do what's your title? What do you do? Tell me.
I'm the Marketing and Events Associate at Arch Hospice.
At Arch Hospice? Marketing and what?
Events Associate.
Events Associate. You're busy right now. There's so much going on.
It's very busy.
And Julie, welcome back.
Thank you.
You can give us your title too.
I am the Support Services Manager at Arch Hospice, and right now I'm visiting with you almost once a week because we are in our major event season.
We're gearing up for the big sale. Okay, so Arch has been on the show. We're talking about Run the Great Lakes. Arch is involved with that. Of course, the Bucket List Ball is coming up and the Bucket List Challenge, and there's more stuff too. But let's focus right now on, what do you want to talk about? The ball first?
The ball.
The ball? All right, you're the events manager. Tell me, how's it been going organizing
Well, you just gave her a promotion, Tim.
Did I?
So she is the Marketing and Events Associate, but she is in a Northern Ontario Heritage Fund funded position. So we are very fortunate that Bree's position is supplemented through the government. And I want to share that she is our first ever intern that we've been able to keep on for year 2. And
no kidding? Because of the NOHFC?
We found a way that we were able to keep her on into year 2, and NOHFC helped us with that. But Bree has been an integral part of our team, and we are so excited that she gets to stay on with us for another year.
Sault Ste. Marie, if you keep supporting Arch, because they need $750,000 a year just to keep their doors open, if you keep helping with that, you can employ Bree full-time when the grant runs out.
Exactly.
What's it been like being up there?
It's amazing. It's the best experience.
Really? So do you actually have an office at the facility?
Well, I share an office.
You share an office. I'm really promoting you, aren't I?
I know.
Tell me a little bit bit about the stuff that you've been doing and about your involvement with organizing the ball and.
Yeah, so we have the bucket list ball on May 31st. We're really excited about, and I'll let Julie tell a little bit of the backstory because it started before I was there.
Okay.
Yes, this is year 2 of the bucket list ball.
Is that all?
Yes. So what happened was,
Is the bucket list challenge too? Is just 2 years?
So I came to Arch Hospice in 2014, and I was instantly humbled by the stories that residents would share with us. And it's very overwhelming at first because it is such a place for living, and those that are living at hospice have great stories to share about what they've done in life. So what we quickly found is there was 3 of us that were like, we need kind of a different event, something new, because you have to change up your events sometimes. So we were doing car time karaoke, which was really exciting, and then for the bucket list.
Was that with Leo?
Yes, Leo Moore.
I know, he's great.
And he was going back to school for radio.
He's not in town anymore, no.
Broadcasting. So Toronto, yeah, so that was amazing that we had him come on board. As we were kind of like, what can we do that's different? So we instantly realized that when people come to hospice and they are in end of life, if they have kind of done all of those things out of their comfort zone, lived with no regrets, it's very inspiring. And then we have a wishes program where we've had like horses at Arch, car shows, butterfly releases. So we kind of thought, what if we just create something, and we ended up spontaneously creating something called the Bucket List Challenge. So individuals complete an item on their bucket list, and they get pledges that go to Arch. So they fully fund their bucket list item, but they get pledges in support of Arch Hospice. So those pledges come 100% into our donor pool. And then we thought, what a better way, we call them bucket listers, we made up a name.
Yes.
Why don't we celebrate with our bucket listers and other people who want to complete live bucket listing, hence the bucket list ball. So June 1 of last year was our first event.
I was there.
It was amazing.
It was. And you get to watch the videos. They have a big screen, and you get to watch some of the videos of the people who've done the bucket list stuff, and you end up sitting there just going, that's me. Because it's such a huge, I mean, people are doing things like, who's the guy that's running across Spain, for heaven's sakes?
Well, that's James O'Brien, yes.
James, amazing. Like, he's gone back for a second year to complete it, right? Somebody climbing glaciers or something like that?
Michelle Rutledge is going to come on.
She's going to come on the show next week.
Ice climbing.
Ice climbing.
She's for her 60th birthday. Let's
imagine
clarify.
this. Imagine this.
Yeah.
You've got somebody. You're celebrating lives, right? And then you're looking. You're retrospective, looking back on people's lives, and you, as somebody who is not at Arch, who wants to support Arch, can say, you know what? I've always wanted to do this, and what a great way to actually do it and help somebody out. That's such a great concept.
Absolutely.
So, what have you been getting people in? Have you been working with the bucket listers too? You have.
Yeah, so I actually went ice climbing with Michelle.
You what?
I went ice climbing with
Did you
Michelle,
do?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She did.
If you had a bucket list, what would it be? You're still young, but is there anything right now that you would think, oh, if I could do this?
I think it was going on TV
It
with
was
you
going
too.
on TV.
This was it? You can check that off.
Check.
Send money to Bree for actually coming on the show. Pledge her. So now, and then tickets for the ball, they're hot. They're a hot commodity.
We only have a few left.
So folks, you've really got to get, if you want, and you don't want to miss out on this, let's talk about some of the things that happen at the actual event. We celebrate, we watch the videos and stuff, right? But what are the other things that are going on that you can partake in?
Yeah, so we have live bucket listing at the actual event. So in one corner we have Entomika with the live bugs.
So you can actually, if you've never had a spider walk up your body, or if you have a fear of bugs and you want to overcome it, you have the chance to do that.
Yeah, it's in the corner, don't worry.
You don't have to.
It's upstairs, so if you're afraid of bugs, just still come to our event. You can just avoid that station.
Just go to that one corner.
Yes.
We
don't
have
go, yeah.
paintball.
Oh, where does that happen?
Outdoors.
Outdoors?
That's an outdoor one. I have to say, my favorite thing last year is I'm from Sault Ste. Marie. I did shoot a BB gun once, but when I shot the paintball, you had to hit a target.
Yes.
And I'm very competitive, and even the paintball, it was like just holding it, and you're wearing like a gown, and I actually hit the target, and I was like screaming, elated, but it was like so much fun. So like, there's a lot of, and I would never do that.
Did you, I think last year, did you also have card readers, tarot card and stuff like that?
We did, yes.
Yeah, will that be back again?
Yeah.
That's a huge, people love that.
So that was your spiritual center.
Okay.
And they were there from 6 p.m. to almost 1:30 a.m. They never took
never
a break.
stopped.
And Cindy, Ellen, Tiana, and Angela from your spiritual center are remarkable. So we're so glad they're back again.
They're back again.
Yes.
Yeah, they're so popular. What's another popular one?
We have archery.
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
Who does that one?
It's Sue North Archery.
Archery. Yeah, we've had them on the show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because they have a range and everything, and a club.
Yes.
And
so it's a full setup target. That one is indoors.
Okay. And then of course the meal.
So and we're not even done, Tim.
No,
so
what?
we have henna art as well.
Tattoos. Henna tattoos.
And
We also have a special guest appearance from Ryan McFarling.
Oh, okay. So Ryan is our favorite local magician, illusionist. I've mentioned this before. He has a one-man show at the Water Tower Inn, dinner show, very intimate, so cool. He does close-up, like really intimate illusions that just will boggle your mind.
So he's going to be going table to table.
Is he?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Really excited.
Okay.
So on the itinerary, 7 p.m. we have Carrie Apostle and 2 other couples doing live dance performances.
Carrie does ballroom, teaches ballroom dancing. So
Yes.
if you're a fan of things like Dancing with the Stars or any of those dance shows, you can learn a few fancy moves with Carrie.
So we're kicking off the right before dinner. They're going to do a live dance.
Fabulous.
10 p.m. we're having cockroach cranium. So one luckily.
Oh, that's the thing that I did. I was on that episode of Amazing Race Canada where we did the cockroach cranium.
Yeah, so one person gets nominated to go in basically a plastic square box.
They put a box over your head.
And then they open the lid.
And they put food on. Never mind. First of all, they put food on your head.
Yeah.
Cockroach food.
And then they pour the cockroaches on, and you get nominated. So last year that live auction fundraised $400 for Arch, and the person who got nominated was a total champ.
Really?
She was
it
remarkable.
Was a woman, and then they drop the cockroaches and they crawl all over you and they want to get to the food and stuff.
So that's at 10 p.m.
Okay.
And then 11 p.m. we're having our live. We're doing a silent auction this year, but we're going to come back and talk more about the silent auction because that's going to be an integral part of the event. But Bree's been working so hard, so I'm going to make Bree tell us more about some of the silent auction items.
So we're really excited about the silent auction. They're actual items that you can use as your bucket list items if you'd wish. And we really wanted to have items that people say, I've always wanted that, I've always wanted to have that. So we're really grateful for our amazing community to come together and help us out with that.
This is an amazing community. I always like to remind Sault Ste. Marie and acknowledge that in 1 year we raised over $3 million for the children's room, for the
expansion.
Expansion, and we can do it again, and we just need your help. So buy up those last tickets for the bucket list ball, and also pledge somebody who's a bucket lister. That's going to help too. If you can't attend the ball, then at least pledge a bucket lister. And if you do want to attend the ball, we have a contest going on at Sue Online. SueOnline.com. You can go online and enter our contest and win 2 tickets to the bucket list ball.
Absolutely.
And that is on May the 31st at the Machine Shop. Fantastic food. Okay, our time is up. Was that not so bad, Bree?
It was not bad.
Come on.
Proud of Bree.
Thank you for this. You can check that off again. Julie, we'll see you again in maybe not. Yeah, next week probably you'll be back with our.
I think I will be back.
Oh no, next week we're having Doug Richardson from the Shoe Fits on to talk about his involvement with Arch and Run the Great Lakes.
Wonderful.
We'll see you in a couple
week
weeks.
after.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
have a great weekend. Have a great long weekend.
Yes.
We'll be back with Luann right after this.
Thank you.
Housed in a 15,000 square foot custom manufacturing facility built to produce world-class cabinetry at surprisingly affordable prices, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry brings your project from initial concept to final design. Proudly providing Northern Michigan and the Algoma region with quality hand-built cabinetry for the past 20 years. Located at 844 East 3 Mile Road, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry, making your cabinetry dreams come true.
That yesterday was Janet Jackson's 53rd birthday. Janet Jackson's 53, right? That's crazy.
She just had a baby.
Well, I have a... What?
Well, 3 years ago, when she was 50, she had a baby.
No kidding?
I felt like
Janet?
that was yesterday. She's 53?
53, but here's my question. How does she pay her bills? What does Janet Jackson do for a living?
Oh, she's still out performing. You're so out of the loop. When she called me yesterday, she said, tell Tim, I'm still doing it.
When was the last time anybody heard a new Janet Jackson song on the radio?
But she's touring and she's performing.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, she is.
She looks freaking amazing.
Oh my gosh. And you know what?
I just didn't know
she was a large pregnant woman. She was, oh my word, Lord, looked like myself.
Do you remember when she was on, didn't she make a guest appearance, or she was a character on The Facts of Life or something like that at one time? One of those shows she was.
Really?
When she was a young actress. Yeah, funny that.
So cute. Mm-hmm. Hey, the reboot, speaking of, reboot of 90210, on hold.
Why?
There's some problems there. Apparently,
Tell me it's Shannon Doherty.
The showrunner, Patrick Sean Smith, and a bunch of the writers walked out.
Writers did?
The writers did, because they're having a problem with interference from two of the show's lead actresses.
Not actors? They actually said actresses.
Actresses.
That's
so there's
wrong.
3 of them.
First of all, they shouldn't say that. They should have said actors, because you know what?
But now you know who we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. If they said actors, it would have been very it would have been ambiguous.
But that's the point of this. That's why they said
really
actor.
want it.
They want to just.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, but so
you said
Shannon Doherty,
right?
Because she's
so you're terrible.
No, but she's okay. But it's not a female thing, it's a Shannon Doherty thing. Is what I'm saying.
She's kind of a bag. Although she's had cancer, so I think she's kind of
mellowed. Does that make somebody nicer?
No, well, it mellows you out. Scares you. Fear works, man.
She was always problematic on that show.
Yeah, so I wonder who it could be.
Is what's her name back too? The blonde?
Tori. They're all back.
Well, there's any number of people who could be problematic for the writers on that show. Interference, huh?
Interference.
Stay out of it.
You know what?
Not your job.
You're lucky you're working.
You're just supposed to say the words.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
But like, honestly, 90210 was 185 years ago.
Just say the words.
Although I do have to say, I just loved it.
Did you? I never watched it.
I loved it because it was so escapism. It was so.
Everything we talk about, I say I never watched. What did I watch?
Yourself.
Oh yeah,
and then
that's very true.
DJ Khaled.
No clue.
Big guy. DJ's huge, man.
No.
He's like.
What's he do? Does he spin records?
And he's also a performer.
Okay.
He has a new single called Higher. And if you recall Nipsey Hussle, do you remember he was shot and killed in front of his clothing stores?
Yeah.
100% of the proceeds from his single will go to Nipsey Hussle's children.
Oh man,
How
that
sweet
is so
that?
cool.
You know what? Like seriously, people have such a negative feeling about performers in that genre.
Like rappers?
Yeah. And you know what? They're just.
They got a bad rap. That is a really lovely humanitarian gesture for a friend of his who was killed tragically.
Yes.
Yes. Chris Rock, comedian.
Yes.
Okay, comedian, right? Funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what he's getting involved in? The Saw franchise.
I love Saw.
Do you?
I watched every one of them.
Okay, well, there's a reboot coming up, Lou. Being released October the 23rd, 2020, just in time for Halloween. Chris Rock has paired up with Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures, and apparently he approached them. He went to them and he said he gave us chilling details of his vision, and they were so taken by it. They were like, yes.
Really?
So, yeah. He said he's taking it to an intense and twisted new place.
As if
How much
Saw
more
is not
could you
twisted
get than
enough.
Saw?
Right?
Interesting. Chris Rock.
Very,
You're
very
excited.
I'm very excited.
You
Can't
excited
wait.
to do the news?
I'm so excited to do the news, and we're hoping you're going to stick around for that coming up right after this.
I wanna let go. I wanna let go. I wanna let go.
With over 45 years of experience, All Ontario Well Drilling offers hydrofracking and all well drilling services. Call 705-575-8088 or 705-257-9495.
With 3 brands to choose from Kawasaki, Suzuki, and CF Moto, visit one of our 4 showrooms today and speak with our knowledgeable, friendly, and enthusiastic staff who will be happy to help you with all of your motorsports needs.
Enjoy life, enjoy the ride. Bud Robinson Motorsports.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Algoma Public Health is warning anyone who uses street drugs to take extra precautions because of a rise in suspected opioid poisonings. APH is also asking all members of the community to continue their support for residents at risk of opioid poisonings and their loved ones. Epidemiologist at Algoma Public Health, Jordan Robson, said that they consider an alert to be triggered when they see counts above a certain limit that is calculated based on the previous 12 weeks of data. He said that for the week of April 29th to May 5th, there were more than 17 suspected opioid poisoning visits to emerge, more than 8 confirmed opioid poisoning visits, and more than 7 opioid poisoning related EMS calls. Street drugs can be mixed with dangerous substances like fentanyl that can cause an opioid poisoning. You may not be able to taste, smell, or see it. An opioid poisoning occurs when a person uses more of a substance or a combination of substances than their body can actually handle. Opioid poisonings can be fatal. Public health nurse Allison McFarlane says that anyone who uses drugs should carry naloxone and make sure they always have someone with them when they use. The government of Ontario is encouraging people across the province to take precautions when spending some time outside to prevent tick bites and Lyme disease. Lyme disease is a serious infection that comes from being bitten by an infected black-legged tick. You can find an infected tick almost anywhere in the province, which is why the government is reminding Ontarians to protect themselves against tick bites ahead of this May-long weekend. To help avoid ticks, wear light-colored long-sleeved shirts, closed-toed shoes, and long pants tucked into your socks. Use an insect repellent with DEET or icaridin in it, and check yourself, your children, and your pets after being outdoors, and remove any ticks promptly. If you do find a tick, remove it carefully though with fine-tipped tweezers, because crushing or damaging the tick could cause Lyme disease bacteria to pass from the tick into your bloodstream. Clean the area with soap and water once you have removed the tick, and then get to the health care as soon as you can. With motorcyclists, off-roaders, and boaters expected in large numbers this long weekend, the OPP wants to remind you about behaviors and contributing factors that are common in deaths across all three of these seasonal recreational drivers. Driving too fast for the conditions, excessive speed, and alcohol impairment were the top contributing factors in last year's 36 motorcycle deaths. 7 of the deceased motorcyclists were not wearing a helmet. More than half of last year's 19 deceased off-road vehicle drivers were also not wearing a helmet. Alcohol and/or drugs were involved in at least 8 of the fatalities. Losing control and driving too fast for the conditions were the top driver actions reported in those deaths. On the water, 22 of the 24 people who died in last year's boating, paddling incidents were not wearing a life jacket. Falling overboard or capsized vessels were the primary causes in the deaths. Life jacket use may have actually reduced the number of boating deaths significantly. Alcohol and/or drugs were involved in at least 8 of those fatalities. The inaugural Strive Young Professionals Showcase took place last night at Algoma's Water Tower Inn, highlighting the work of young people in business. ONNtv dropped in and spoke with Chair Ashley Gerard.
So Strive is a local group that really works to provide professional development and advocacy opportunities for the under 40 workforce in Sault Ste. Marie. We have local restaurateurs, we have construction companies, lawyers, real estate agents, we have a number of resources as well. So we were able to bring in Sault Community Career Center, Yes You Can, the CDC, and we also have some feature speakers this evening, some local leader features, so we're really looking forward to that. We have a number of perks associated, so because we are a part of the Chamber of Commerce, all of the Strive Young Professional Group members actually get all of the benefits of becoming a Chamber member without the membership fee that the Chamber charges. So it's a really nice way to kind of familiarize yourself, if you are a young professional, if you are a small business owner, with the benefits of joining the Chamber maybe down the road. You can just join Strive. So you can go online onto our Facebook page or our website, striveypg.com, or at striveypg on all of our social media. And all you have to do is sign up. It's $40 for the year, which is fairly reasonable. And you'll get discounted rates on all of our events, as well as opportunities, like I said, to just create connections within the community. Tonight's event is to really feature the great things that our local young professionals are doing in Sault Ste. Marie. They're sometimes unrecognized, and we're really wanting to work to create a stronger, bigger platform for them to showcase what they're doing.
Well, I just always really loved coffee and wanted there to be a coffee place in Sault Ste. Marie that was just trying out some different things and getting creative and having fun with food and fun with coffee. And we had some really great kind of cafes, local indie ones downtown. I thought Uptown could use something, so I decided to explore a space near the Golden Dragon in the Value Village Plaza, and we're almost at 1 year. Tonight I have a booth set up, so I'm just kind of looking at different kind of advertising avenues rather than solely traditional. You know, young entrepreneurs are doing a lot of social media these days, and you look for events like this where you can be the one to actually explain your product and network with people and let them know where you are and what kind of things you have on the horizon, and just celebrate that there are a lot of young people doing amazing things in the Soo, and we should be celebrating them for sure. It's really a good group of people, a great mix of people that know the answers to the questions that you have about different kinds of things, and they're all just young, and there's this culture of support and collaboration among young business owners in the Soo, and it's kind of moving away from the competitiveness, and people are just looking for opportunities to grow the Soo together, and I think that's really cool, and all these people here tonight represent that.
When you support the Restore, it helps Habitat for Humanity build affordable housing for families. How does this work? New and gently used goods are donated to the Restore. The sale of these goods generate funds for building homes. For every $1 spent at the Restore, there is a $4 return on investment within our community. For example, Habitat homeowners have better educational outlook, increased employment stability, improved health, and reduction in the use of social services. Every donation and every dollar we receive through the Restore helps build sustainable housing for future homeowners. Everyone needs a foundation to build a future. To find out more and how you can help, drop by the Restore at 32 White Oak Drive or go to habitatsoo.ca.
Welcome back to Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim, and joining me now on behalf of Cystic Fibrosis, I have, this is Julie Wanacott, did I say it right?
You did say it.
Yes, and Leah Senecal?
Yes.
Leah, you are actually, you have a job with Cystic Fibrosis, do you? What is it?
Yeah, well, I'm a volunteer.
Are you?
I am.
Wait, I did not know that, honestly. You're the media coordinator?
Yeah, for our local chapter, so I do.
I did not know you were a volunteer. You know so much about cystic fibrosis.
Very dedicated. Very dedicated.
Has it affected your life personally?
No, actually, I don't have any involvement anywhere in my life at all with CF. I just came into it about 5 years ago.
So what drew you to this cause as a volunteer?
So I actually met a lady. So her name's Frida LaBelle.
Okay.
I started working with her right when I got out of university, and her daughter has CF, and I met her, and I thought, you know what? They do this event. I had just missed it my first year when I met Frida. So I was like, count me in for the next year. And I was there, I did it, and I thought, oh my goodness, I should continue to do this. And I need to do something to help, and this is what I'm gonna do.
That's Leah Senecal. Boy, oh boy. Okay, now Julie, you actually do have personal connection to CF.
I do. I have two nieces with cystic fibrosis.
Two of them?
Two of them.
Okay. One story, tell me about the double lung transplant twice.
Lindsay Wanacott. A lot of people probably know she was...
Echo Bay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And she's 26 now, I think. If I'm wrong, she's going to hate me. And she has had...
23, maybe younger. Okay.
She has had 2 double lung transplants within 2 years.
Within 2 years? Yes. I can't even imagine the strain on the human body, especially when you're already weakened by the disease. Yeah. Let's tell people about cystic fibrosis, what it does to the body, and how it's identified. So
cystic fibrosis, it is a genetic disorder that affects the lungs, kind of this whole upper area, so your lungs down to your digestive system. Okay. So it affects everything in there. It's diagnosed now currently at birth. So newborn screening is new within the last 2 years. So 2017 was when the last province, Quebec, actually made sure it was mandatory at birth.
It is mandatory at birth.
Yeah.
Why is that? What can they do when they've detected CF in a child at birth that they can?
They can just start treatment right away, you know, determine
So
what...
there are treatments.
There's...
That, not a cure.
Treatments,
It pushes back the development of the disease? Is that how that happens?
It just helps kind of like...
Slow the progression,
Slow,
maybe?
yeah.
Slows the progression.
Yeah, just, you know, makes them overall feel a little bit better because there's over 2,000 different mutations of CF.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. That was the thing that...
Everybody.
Yeah.
So, and not everybody is the same either. Like some people, you say that some people start experiencing problems with breathing or whatever as children.
Yep.
Some of them develop in teenage years, right?
Yep.
What about your niece? Has she always been affected by CF?
She was 2, I believe, when she was diagnosed. She had a failure to thrive, so they did some testing to see what was going on. But her sister, who's older, hadn't had any health issues, so she didn't realize until Lindsay was diagnosed that Nicole also has.
And even if you just listen to the word cystic fibrosis, so to me, cystic is things that are growing inside, and fibrosis is like fibers. So this stuff is actually like filling up your lungs to reduce your capacity to breathe. Is that the idea? Your lungs are getting...
It's got mucus. It's a buildup of mucus.
Yeah.
The breakdown of your lungs. It causes major infections. It's honestly just gross.
Yeah.
And I feel so much for them.
And so, and it really does impede their quality of life because they can't do things like be as physically active as other, especially with kids, right?
Yeah.
But the progress that's been made. Let's focus on the positive, all right?
Amazing.
Because the reason you have things like the walk that's coming up, what's the date for the
May
walk?
26th.
On May 26th, this is 5th annual in Sault Ste. Marie?
Yes.
15th annual nationwide?
Yes.
Okay. It takes place where?
It's going to be at...
Posters up right now. You go ahead and tell us.
Joe Foreman Track at the Queen Elizabeth Sports Complex.
Okay.
And registration starts at 9:30.
Yeah.
Walk's going to start about 10:45 and then goes till about noon.
And the date is?
Sunday, May 26th.
Okay, so that's just in a couple of weeks. So there's still time to register?
Oh, absolutely.
Individuals, teams, both welcome?
Oh, everybody.
And the idea is to get pledges?
Yeah.
Because the registration fee is really minimal. I mean, that's not enough to raise the money. You want pledges to come in for the walk, to support the walk. And even if you don't do the walk, you can still pledge your support.
Oh, absolutely.
Find someone who's doing it. Like if you're doing the walk, there's probably a kit. Is there a kit that they get that helps them promote that they're doing, or do you use social media?
Social media.
That's the best way, right?
Yeah, social media is like a savior.
Get yourself out there and say, oh, look at the pictures of the kids look at these young kids going out there and giving their support.
Yes. Yeah, they're amazing. Just the families, the kids, the parents, the grandparents that come out.
Really?
And
it's not a huge, you can choose 2 or 4 kilometers. Am I right about that?
Oh goodness, you could go around the track as many times
as you want.
Yeah.
And you do refreshments and stuff?
Yes.
And stuff for the kids to do as well, or?
Yeah, we'll have a few games available that day. So we're actually this year new.
Yeah.
We're bringing in a caricature drawer.
A caricature.
Yes.
Caricature. They can. Yeah. They do your face like a cartoon.
Yep. So we have somebody locally coming in and doing that free of charge for all registered participants.
No kidding.
Yeah. So we're really excited to have her there.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So now we're talking about the funds, and they go to. I asked you before the show. Is it one of those things? Is it research? Is it treatment? Is it care? Where does the money go?
That one goes. Most of it. There's 3 kind of broad, areas. So research, care, and advocacy.
Advocacy. Yeah. That's okay. That's why I'm here.
Okay. Thank you.
I have to do the same for Luann all the time.
Oh goodness.
That's not what she told us.
No, that's not what she. Okay, so the money is used in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
But the success that we found.
Oh yeah.
From the research. Tell us how the life expectancy has changed.
Yeah, so back 15 years ago when the walk actually started, like CF Canada has been around for 60 years at least or more. Okay. But the walk has been around for 15, so when we started the event nationally, the median life expectancy was like about 40.5 years. So in 15 years, we've actually brought it up to 52.3. Give or take. In 15 years, which is amazing because we have at least 10 years on the States. Theirs
We're
is quite
further advanced than they are.
We are quite lower.
Wow, good for Canada and good for us as a community for supporting these kinds of initiatives. The other thing I wanted to ask you about was you've watched your nieces go through this.
Yes.
Double lung transplant twice. What is that like as a family to experience this? I mean, never mind what she goes through. What is it? Lindsay goes through. What's it like as a family member?
It's very scary. You see the best of people, though. They had benefits, and the people that got behind her and donated money and time and things like that, like her aunt Cindy Stobie did 2 benefits, and they raised a ton of money, which helped. At least my brother and his wife didn't have to worry about that side of it as much.
Right.
Because there's not enough money to help people.
Well, you're talking about care and travel and treatment, and not everything is covered, right? No.
You have to live in Toronto from the time you're sent for your transplant until it happens, and then 6 months, at least 6 months after, and close to the hospital. So it's very hard on everybody.
And some of these people are just little kids. Little kids that have to go away from their homes and live in Toronto for treatment. So that's why you're going to come out and join the walk. And the date again is?
Sunday, May 26th.
Okay, and we're going to register where and how?
So you can actually come day of. We're going to have a registration
just
table
show up?
there. If you'd like, you're more than welcome to.
With a whole bunch of money.
Come on. Come on down.
How much is the registration?
Well, right now it's, you could say $20, $30, $40. Bring whatever you want. Any little bit helps, really.
Sure.
There's no actual registration fee. It's just whatever donation.
If they want more information, is there a Facebook page that you're using?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well-maintained Facebook page, I dare say.
Is that because of you, Leah Senecal?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So no, we do have a Facebook page.
Okay.
It is the Sault Ste. Marie Cystic Fibrosis chapter page. We post all of our updates on there and everything. Yeah.
I want to thank you very much. I'm sorry that I guess because you are so dedicated and so knowledgeable, I just assumed that this was a job for you. And it almost, you treat it like a full-time job. So, hats off to you.
Oh, thank you.
And please, give my best to the family.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for coming here to advocate for them.
Thank you.
Amazing stuff. So it's the Cystic Fibrosis Walk. It's coming up in 2 weeks on Sunday at the Queenie Park, right? Queen Elizabeth Field.
Yes.
Okay. Get involved, Sault Ste. Marie. We know you do. You're always there for us. We'll be back with the Humane Society after this.
As a nation, Canada has participated in all of the major world conflicts. In the Sioux area alone, over 10,000 men and women have enlisted in the Canadian Armed Forces. The Veterans Commemorative Monument aims to cement the legacy of the Canadian Armed Forces in stone. It will highlight the bravery, strength, courage, and sacrifice of our servicemen and women. In times of need, they volunteered to serve us. Now it is our time to thank and recognize their sacrifice. You can help honor our men and women of service by donating today. To help construct this special, one-of-a-kind monument, visit thosewhoserve.ca to find out how to donate and more.
Every day, I walk for truth.
Really? Once you take it to the vet, they're like, no, this can't.
And a vet?
Oh, are we live? Hi, Julie.
Just sitting and chatting.
Laura.
I could be Julie today.
No, Julie was over there. You're Laura. Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I didn't even see my cues. This is Tomcat. How cute is this? Tom. Tom is how old?
He's 12 and a half.
So he's an older cat, but
quite active.
Quite active. He's in good shape. Like he's not a fat cat at all.
No,
Tom.
he's a nice body condition.
Yes, just like me. Nice body condition for my age. Laura, he's got a really interesting right eye.
Yes, he does. He has.
It's like it's all pupil.
Yeah, he has glaucoma.
How does the cat get glaucoma? I didn't know cats could get glaucoma.
I don't think it's overly common.
You haven't had many cats with a glaucoma in your...
He's the first.
He's the first.
In about 12 years of sheltering.
See, you are so unique, buddy. He came to you because owner surrendered.
Yes.
Saw that they couldn't care for him.
Yeah, they knew there was something medically wrong. They weren't sure. So they felt that they probably wouldn't be able to afford treatment.
Right,
so they surrendered him.
So he's been treated now.
Yeah, there was really no treatment to be done. It was more of just a diagnosis process.
Diagnosis process.
Yes, and kind of figuring out that there's really no medical intervention that can be done for him.
His eyesight might be is likely impaired in that eye.
Yeah, it's probably near.
Was that him?
Hi, Tom. He wants me to let him go.
Can I see him? Actually, will this help maybe? Hey, Tom, come and see me instead.
Yeah, he didn't get his breakfast. He just got scooped up and he wants to go run around.
You smell good. You don't smell at all like a pound. I'm probably covering my microphone with you, Tom.
Yeah.
The household. What kind of household would Tom like?
Tom actually fits into pretty well any household. He's used to being around dogs. So he's probably would be fine even with other older cats.
He's used to being around dogs?
Yep.
And other cats?
It didn't specifically say other cats, but usually if they're fine with dogs, they're okay with...
So then chances are, if you're a cat lover, and maybe you have a space in your home or a space in your heart for a cat like Tom, he'd be a great companion. Look, he's really curious.
Yeah, he is. And for his age, I mean, 12 seems old for a cat.
I don't want to tell you what happened, but curiosity did the cat, Tom, but Grumpy Cat's gone.
Yes, I know. That was sad. I read that this morning.
No, but you're not Grumpy. He's a happy cat.
No. I mean, he still has a lot of life. 12's not that old for a cat.
No. Because cats can live like 18 years, can't they?
And otherwise he's medically fine. Don't get grumpy with me.
No. Grumpy cats don't do as well as happy cats. Hey, so let's talk about cats with medical conditions. Sometimes people might misunderstand. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what we just say, a misconception.
Yeah, there is a public misconception that veterinary costs are exorbitant and that you can't afford. I mean, they can be depending on the situation, but a lot of office calls aren't that prohibitive. And I mean, at least we've had some animals surrendered that in the end potentially could have stayed with their owners because it was a minimal cost involved.
Right.
In an office visit, you're looking at anywhere from $50 to $80. It's not that much.
Not that much.
And
to find out that there's no further treatment needed.
Or to find out that it is something serious, and then at that point
surrender the animal, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Tom, thanks for coming to visit me on Friday. I hope you have a great long weekend. I hope by the time we get to Victoria Day, you're adopted. And Laura, yeah, he says thank you.
Yeah, me too, he says.
We'll see you next Friday.
Next Friday.
Okay, thanks for being here. Enjoy your long weekend.
You too.
And we'll come back to say goodbye with Luann right after this.
My name is Clement. I am 17. I do have a little brother. He is 5 years younger than me, and despite the fact that we're both blind, we're just normal kids. Sibling rivalries and fights and arguments. Sometimes we play games together, yeah. I find most people tend to have this perception of blindness as a huge physical handicap.
Incoming!
Which it isn't.
CNIB, Seeing Beyond Vision Loss.
I love women. I love older women, professional women, stay-at-home moms. I love how women put the family first. I love how you're so concerned that I'll get to your husband. You have no idea that I'm coming after you.
Make death wait. Please donate to fund life-giving research, because heart disease and stroke is the #1 killer of women.
Are you going to go to the fair this weekend?
No, actually, I'm out of town this weekend for the long weekend.
Are you going to visit your ma in Espinosa?
No, I'm actually going south.
I'm
headed south.
I hope you have nice weather.
Yes, I hope so too. It's supposed to rain a little bit, but it's all good.
It's all good because it's a long weekend.
And it's not snow.
There you go. Looking on the bright side.
You have rehearsal on that
I got rehearsal on Sunday. Otherwise, I'm in my backyard picking up,
Dog. Have a great long weekend. Thanks for watching. Thank you.